You show up to a wedding at 6 in the morning and the bride asks if you brought the extra extension cords, and suddenly your brain turns into a browser with 67 tabs open and none of them loading. That panic right there is exactly why memory is the worst business partner you will ever hire. Your brain evolved to remember which berries will kill you, not whether you packed backup batteries for the photo booth. So when you try to run an event business purely on mental notes, you are basically asking a caveman to file your taxes. Here is the wild part. Studies on working memory show most people can only hold about 4 to 7 things in their head at once before stuff starts falling out the back. A vendor juggling linens, generators, permits, and a caterer who canceled twice already has way more than 7 things swimming around. A checklist is not there because you are dumb, it is there because you are human. And humans forget things the second something shiny distracts them. Think of it like a seatbelt for your brain. You do not wear it because you plan to crash, you wear it because crashes do not send a calendar invite. Let's talk history for a second. The aviation industry figured this out back in 1935 after a fancy new bomber crashed because even expert pilots forgot one tiny step. Their fix was not smarter pilots, it was literally a checklist taped to the dashboard. And now flying is safer than crossing the street. Event vendors are basically pilots, except instead of crashing a plane, you crash a Quinceañera. And trust me, the outcome feels just as dramatic to the people involved. Nobody wants to be the caterer who forgot the vegetarian option for the one table that specifically requested it 3 times in writing. Checklists also fix a sneaky problem called decision fatigue, which is a fancy way of saying your brain gets tired from making choices just like your legs get tired from squats. By the end of a 16-hour event day, your brain is basically limping, and that is when the ice sculpture guy forgets the ice. Here's a myth you should drop right now, thinking a checklist makes you look unprofessional in front of clients. In reality, clients trust the vendor holding a clipboard way more than the one who says, "Trust me, I got it," because they have heard that sentence before and regretted it. The real magic of a checklist is that it turns invisible steps into visible ones, so nothing hides in the shadows of your memory. If setting up chairs, testing microphones, and confirming parking passes are all written down, nothing gets skipped just because you were busy arguing with a DJ about volume. Community wisdom among seasoned vendors basically agrees on one thing. The pros who last for 20+ years are not the most talented, they are the most consistent. Consistency comes from systems, and systems come from lists, not from VODs and good intentions. Let's bust another myth. Checklists are not just for beginners who do not know what they are doing yet. Even veteran vendors who have done 500 events still use them, because expertise does not make you immune to distraction, it just makes distraction more expensive. Doubt might creep in here, maybe you think your memory has always worked fine so far, but survivorship bias is sneaky. You only remember the times it worked, not the near misses where you got lucky and nobody noticed the slip. Here is the human side of it. When a checklist catches a mistake before a client sees it, that is not just efficiency. That is you protecting someone's wedding day or their kid's birthday memory forever. That emotional stake is exactly why reliability matters more in this industry than almost any other. So here is the takeaway. Treat your checklist less like homework and more like a bodyguard for your reputation. It stands between you and the version of you that forgets the extension cords at 6 in the morning. If you want to see how we turn checklists into real event systems that keep vendors looking like total professionals every single time, do you want to learn more about our company? Check out our links in the description.